chosen one. Have you ever woken up in the morning, your body seemingly well rested, yet your heart feels heavy, like you're carrying countless invisible burdens you can't even name? Have you ever felt that even though you've taken good care of yourself, eating well, sleeping enough, meditating, and finding stillness deep within your soul, there lingers a weight, something that clings to you and won't let go? If this sounds familiar, please understand this. It does not mean you are weak, you are not broken, you are not useless or a failure. The truth is, you are someone extraordinary, a soul awakened in a world still asleep. You are not simply a person drifting through life. You are the chosen one, carrying within you a sacred mission. That sense of being different you've always felt is not by accident. Long before you ever entered this world, a purpose was placed inside you. As it is written in the book of Jeremiah, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." You are not just another face in the crowd. You carry a frequency that cannot be duplicated, a living echo of truth, light and compassion in a world sinking into darkness and chaos. Before you go any further, take one small step of faith. Like this message, subscribe so we can reach our goal of 1,000 people, and comment with the number 999 as a sign of faith. This mission carries a sacred weight and calls you to walk in absolute trust. God is moving swiftly. If you're not ready, you might miss the moments prepared specifically for you. He is calling you to rise, to let go of doubt, to leave disappointment behind. This is the moment everything has been leading to. The old path has ended. God is rewriting your story, and this time He will complete it. What you're experiencing is not just physical exhaustion. It's a deep soul weariness, the kind felt by one who holds the light in the midst of darkness. You're not simply tired from work or everyday responsibilities. You're tired because you've been carrying the pain of others, silently healing without demanding thanks. You're not living only for yourself. You're living to ease the suffering of the world, to lift up lost souls, to remind others of the sacredness they've forgotten. This message isn't for everyone. It's for those who have begun to awaken, for the hearts that can feel the hidden rhythm beneath the noise of everyday life. For those who can't pretend everything is fine when they know the truth is being twisted. For those who sense the pain behind a smile, who feel the breaking even when no words are spoken. They are the healers, the ones who heal through their presence, their eyes, their unconditional love. That is you. The burden you're carrying is not a punishment. It's an affirmation that you're being prepared for a greater role. What you're feeling is a clear sign that your soul is operating on a different frequency, a different rhythm, one that few can relate to or understand. But you are not alone. There are others like you everywhere, quiet sparks in the night, carrying hope for a new era. And yes, at times this may feel isolating, but it is never meaningless. There is a promise recorded in Matthew 11:28. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." This isn't merely a comforting phrase, it's an assurance that God fully knows the weight you're carrying and that He is always there, never distant. Your very presence in this moment is living proof that the light still exists, still burning steadily in the darkness. You're living between two dimensions. One part of you belongs to this world, with its endless busyness and everyday concerns. The other belongs to a deeper realm where truth, light, and healing dwell. This duality can be profoundly draining. It can make you feel as though no one truly understands you. Yet that very feeling is evidence that you're on the right path, a path that is not easy, but deeply meaningful. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a refinement of the soul that the world desperately needs. Don't let anyone convince you that feeling deeply is wrong. Those with open hearts and tender spirits are the ones who can change the world in the quietest yet most enduring ways. As the Psalms remind us, the Lord is close to the broken-hearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You are not alone, and you have not been abandoned. You are walking the path of the chosen, and though it is full of challenges, it is also the path that leads to life, transformation, and truth. Keep walking, even when you're tired, because with every step you take, the world is quietly being changed. Some things can't easily be explained, like why you've always felt such a deep, almost indescribable connection to the sacred. You're not just someone living in this physical world, you're one who perceives, listens, and responds with your soul. You're not simply kind or sensitive, you're living on a deeper level, where your heart continually seeks truth, heals invisible wounds, and longs for spiritual connection beyond reason. But there's a part of the truth few people speak about when you're a bearer of light, of spiritual light, of loving light, of truthful light. You don't only attract lost souls looking for refuge, you also draw the attention of the darkness. You're a candle in the night, and anything wandering in that night will be drawn to you, both what needs saving and what seeks to snuff you out. You may have experienced this silently, strangers suddenly pouring their hearts out to you as if they can't hold it another moment. Friends coming to you in weakness but disappearing when you collapse. Family expecting you to be strong without realizing you too need strength poured back into you. This is not merely compassion, it's a form of sacred service, a work of the soul. You're doing what few dare to name, carrying the pain of others, transmuting negative emotions, and bringing peace where there was none. You are doing the very things Jesus once did, not through miracles or speeches, but through quiet presence, through hands that understand, through a gaze that helps others see themselves. You heal not with bread, but with unconditional love. You listen without judgment. You show up fully, even while inside you may be running dry. But there is one thing the Savior himself also did. He withdrew to solitary places to pray. Luke 5:16 records this. He, though the Son of God, understood that if you keep pouring out without being replenished, every vessel eventually runs empty. If even he needed stillness, needed sacred solitude to restore his strength, then you, the one living as a healer, need it too. It is not selfish. It is necessary, because the battle does not stop when you sleep. That's why you often wake in the quietest hours, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., heart racing, cold sweats, dreams with no storyline, only images and feelings. Your soul isn't resting. You're still serving, still intervening, still protecting, still moving through realms the natural eye cannot see. Ephesians 6:12 makes it clear, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. What you're fighting cannot be measured by hours or productivity. These are battles in the deepest layers of existence, where light and darkness constantly collide. So if you wake up exhausted every morning, even after 8 hours of sleep, it does not mean you are weak. It's because you've just returned from an invisible front line. That fatigue is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you've stepped onto the battlefield. You're not standing on the sidelines. You're not avoiding the fight. And your light is strong enough to make the darkness nervous. If you weren't a threat, it wouldn't try to take you down. The resistance you're facing is evidence you're living your true calling. Light, when it's pure and powerful, doesn't just illuminate. It exposes. It confuses what's been hiding. And that's why you're being tested, scrutinized, and pressed. Yet that is also what is refining you. What you're going through is not punishment. It is the forging of your soul, shaping you into the strongest version of yourself. No one is chosen without walking through fire, but in that fire you're being formed, not to melt, but to shine. You are not enduring hardship because you're fragile. You are under attack because you are a threat to the unseen powers still holding the darkness. Your presence, quiet, humble though it may seem, carries a strength that makes dark forces take notice. Like Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned for what he didn't do, you too are being prepared, refined through adversity, so that at the appointed time you will step into the place you were meant to be. What you're feeling today is not the end. It's the prelude to something far greater than you can yet see. As Romans 8:18 says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Much of your depletion comes from the tension between two worlds. On one side are the suffocating demands of modern life, where everything insists you be faster, more efficient, more productive. On the other side is the deep calling of your soul, gentle yet unyielding, whispering, slow down, listen, connect. You were not created to be swept into the endless grind of busyness. You were not born to become a machine. You were designed to live by a sacred rhythm, a holy timetable where every step you take carries purpose. Ecclesiastes 3 reminds us, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Yet you are being pulled out of that sacred rhythm by patterns that were never meant for you. When your soul cries out from being forced to live off beat, your body responds. Fatigue isn't just a physical issue. It's a signal from deep within that you've drifted from your true path. That is why silence is not weakness. It is the place where you are restored. Solitude is not punishment. It is the space where you reconnect to the source of life. Remember, the prophet Elijah did not encounter God in the wind, or the earthquake, or the fire. He met him in a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19:12. That same whisper is still waiting for you, in the quiet moments you've been too busy to notice. The world may undervalue stillness, but your soul longs for it, because it's there that you find real strength. The exhaustion you feel is not only from work or people. It also comes from constant exposure to negative energy, from your environment, from technology, even from your own thoughts. There are people in your life who don't mean to harm you, yet they drain your light simply because they haven't learned to connect to the light within themselves. They're not malicious, but they exhaust you. If you don't learn to set boundaries, you will keep giving until you have nothing left for yourself. Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guarding isn't just an act, it's a discipline. It requires learning to protect your energy field, to say no lovingly but firmly. Not everyone deserves access to the sacred within you, not because they're terrible people, but because you cannot save the whole world alone. Sometimes even the silent conversations in your own mind can wear you down. Self-blame, fear, doubt, like invisible blades cutting into your spirit day after day. Yet Scripture reminds us the tongue has the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21. Your words, to others and especially to yourself, carry the power to shape reality. Begin to speak truth and wisdom. I am protected. I am chosen. I am on the right path. These are not mere affirmations. They are spiritual weapons, barriers between you and the forces trying to weaken you. And when you feel empty, when you no longer have the strength to rise, don't wait for a miracle from outside. Take an active role in your own restoration. See rest as a sacred act, not a luxury. Even God, the creator of heaven and earth, rested on the seventh day. He didn't rest because he was tired, but because he was establishing a divine principle that rest is part of completion. Genesis 2:3 says, Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. You should do the same. Restoration is not stopping. It is the platform from which you continue your mission. You are being trained for something far greater, And every tear, every wave of exhaustion, every moment of doubt, each one is becoming the material from which a soul stronger, clearer, and more unshakable is being forged. See sleep not as a routine, but as a spiritual preparation. Before you close your eyes, take time to create your own rituals, maybe prayer, maybe writing down your gratitude for the day, or simply breathing deeply to realign your energy. Speak blessings over your soul, declare protection before you sleep. Surround yourself with stillness, turning your space into a dwelling place for the divine presence. Psalm 91 reminds us that He has commanded His angels to guard you in all your ways, even as you rest. You are not alone on this journey. You have never been abandoned. When you feel weary, step outside, touch the earth. Let your bare feet connect with the energy of the ground. Let your skin receive the sunlight. Let your chest rise and fall with the breath of the trees until your heartbeat finds its rhythm again. These are not luxuries or meaningless acts. They are medicine. The earth is not only a home, it is both a teacher and a healer. Romans 1:20 declares, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made." When you connect with creation, you are connecting with the Creator Himself. Behind your exhaustion is not punishment, but a message. It is a sign of transformation. Like a caterpillar resting inside its cocoon before becoming a butterfly, you are in a sacred season. A season where your old self is dissolving so the new, higher, stronger version of you can emerge. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." This fatigue is not forever. It is the valley before you climb the mountain. It is the pruning before the harvest. Do not fight this season. Honor it. Learn from it. Ask yourself, what is draining me instead of nourishing me? What am I holding on to that no longer belongs to me? What rhythms are no longer in harmony with my soul? Then release them. Letting go is not failure. It is how you make room for what is new. The more you release, the lighter you become. The lighter you become, the higher you can rise. When you emerge from this season, you will not simply return to who you were. You will be deeper, stronger, sharper. This is spiritual rebirth. This is why you feel stripped bare, not to weaken you, but to release what is old and make space for the sacred and unstoppable life rising within you. The exhaustion you feel is not defeat. It is the signal of transformation. Silence is not a waste of time. It is heaven's strategy. The longing for peace is not weakness. It is the call back to the source of true strength. God is slowing your steps, not to hinder you, but to prepare you for the path that truly belongs to your soul. Do not run from this. Embrace it. Guard it. Walk in its rhythm. Because on the other side of this season, the world needs you. A clearer, stronger, more aligned version of yourself. If these words resonate with you, take them as a call to reaffirm your spiritual strength. Speak life. Write in the comments the numbers that mark your journey. 777 for awakening, 44 for protection, 99 for endings, 33 for clarity. Let heaven and earth witness your declaration. Do not forget, you are chosen. Your light is sacred, and it cannot be extinguished. As John wrote, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Let this be your reminder. No matter what season you are in, the light within you is stronger than any darkness around you.